Bodybuilding can be very dangerous and a very addicting sport. I know I love hitting the gym. Some bodybuilders resort to injecting themselves with illegal or dangerous substances in order to reach their dream physique, which is like insane. However, these things can quickly get out of hand. So here is the top 10 insane bodybuilders. Kicking things off in at number 10 with Anthony DeRizzo. He suffered from a congenital heart defect, and doctors warned him if he didn't immediately stop weight training at this level and doing steroids, he could easily die. At that moment, I would be like, yes doctor, I'm done. But of course, Anthony didn't take the advice of his doctor, and back in 2006, he continued to work out and inject himself with human growth hormone. He flew all the way to Pittsburgh to compete, and he died of a heart attack in his hotel room the night before the competition. Rest in peace. Next up, number 9 is Andreas Münzer. A lot of bodybuilders resort to dangerous substances and that have the ability to poison their bodies. He would use diuretics before going on stage in order to lose as much water weight as possible, so that his muscles are more defined. However, back in 1996, he was rushed to the hospital due to stomach pains, and he ended up dying on the operation table because he had numerous tumors on his liver. His testicles were shrunken and his heart was twice the normal size of a normal heart. This is insane. These are all a direct result of the chemical abuse that he inflicted onto himself. Now in at number 8, we have MARKUS RÜHL. He is known for having freakishly huge shoulders. This is what I want. I want friggin' huge shoulders that I can't even fit through doors. Well, this guy, he began training at the age of 18 years old, 6 days a week, until he decided that he wanted to compete on a professional level. He is one of the strongest bodybuilders alive, and he has one of the biggest shoulders in bodybuilding history. Johnny O. Jackson makes its way onto this list at number 7. He's not the biggest bodybuilder in the profession, but his muscle density and thickness are mind-blowing. His muscles just bam, they just pop out without him even like having to flex. I wish I had that problem. But take a look at his traps and chest. This is him relaxed. I mean, can you believe it? Jay Cutler, one of my guys, my icon, my hero, makes its way into this list at number 6. He started working out when he was 18 years old, but his ultimate goal was being the biggest bodybuilders in the world, the biggest and the most well-known name. He won Mr. Olympia 4 separate times, but back in 2001, he came in second place, and the judges wanted to strip him of his title because they found diuretics in his system. He ended up suing them, and he was able to get reinstated. I think he's one of the best bodybuilders of all time. He came like second 6 times. He only lost to Ronnie Coleman, and then he beat him, and then he lost the following year, and then he had a comeback story winning the 2 years after that. He is insane. Bertil Fox. His nickname is Brutal Bertil because he would often dominate when he was competing. In fact, he has won particularly every major bodybuilding competition. He has had a lot of success as a professional bodybuilder. However, all of the years that has been spent working on his strength and physique has led him down a dark and dangerous path. He was convicted of murdering his fiancée and her mother, and he was sentenced to death by hanging, but after an appeal, his sentence was changed to just life in prison. I guess he has all the time in the world now to just continue weightlifting. Alright, I mentioned him briefly before. Ronnie Coleman, this guy is a beast, and he comes into number 4. He is a retired American professional bodybuilder who has won Mr. Olympia 8 times, a record 8 times. People can't even do it once, and he did it 8 times in a row. He's one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time and one of the most humblest guys ever. His hard work and dedication to bodybuilding has really paid off. He even holds the world record for the most wins as an International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness professional with 26 wins. That's never going to be touched. Number 3, we have Gordon Kimbrough. He was described as a shy and reserved man until he started taking growth hormones to increase the size and definition of his muscle. This artificial hormone drastically altered his personality. In 1993, he went into a range and murdered his fiancée, so we have another murder, and this is because he thought she was cheating on him. He was just getting all aggressive, you know, it's just he's not thinking straight. Police found him the next day at the scene attempting to inject a Lysol into his neck in order to kill himself. Gregg Valentino makes its way into this list at number 2. He used to have the largest arms in the world, and he accomplished this by using synthetanol injections. Synthetanol is a synthetic oil that is directly injected into a muscle in order to inflate them. Well, after injecting synthetanol into his biceps for a period of time, he developed hematoma in his right arm, and then it started to leak pus. A hematoma is a solid swelling of clotted blood within the tissues. When he tried to drain it himself with a syringe, his bicep, I don't want to get too graphic, but it exploded. and then he immediately obviously had to go to the hospital. I mean, ugh. And now at number 1, we have Moustafa Ismail. He holds the record for the biggest biceps in the world, measuring in at 31 inches in diameter. He has an insane workout routine and he consumes a ton of protein a day. There are many accusations saying that Moustafa cheats by using synthetic injections, but he denies all these claims. So this guy consumes 7 pounds of protein a day, and he says he was able to accomplish this using natural regimens. Well, there you guys have it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.